Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 10 new pence coins, exploring the top 4 most valuable examples that collectors around the globe are hunting for. These coins are not just currency, they are pieces of history, each with its own unique story, rarity, and value. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, understanding the nuances of these coins can be both exciting and rewarding. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 1977 10 new pence coin. This decimal-era coin has captured the attention of collectors around the world, not just for its age but for its rarity and surprising auction values even in worn, circulated condition. If you've ever wondered what a common coin can be worth in today's market, stick around because some examples of this very coin have fetched astonishing prices in dollars. The 10 new pence coin was introduced in 1968 as part of Britain's move to decimalize the pound, replacing part of the old shilling-based currency system. By 1971, decimal currency became the standard, and the 10p coin became a regular circulating denomination in the UK. In 1977, the coin continued to be struck with the Elizabeth II second portrait, designed by Arnold Machin, featuring the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around 59,323,000 of these 1977 10p coins were produced for circulation, a healthy mintage by most standards. Despite this seemingly large number, it's not just the coin's count that defines its collectible status. As we'll see, variances in condition, strike quality, and numismatic interest have made certain examples much more desirable than others. What sets the 1977 UK 10p coin apart visually is its classic British design. The obverse carries the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, surrounded by the inscription of her title and the year. On the reverse, we find the crowned lion, a traditional heraldic symbol, rendered with surprisingly fine detail for a coin meant for everyday use. Although the coin's design isn't radically different from other 10p issues, subtle details like strike strength and surface condition play a huge role in determining how collectors value individual pieces. Full, clear relief on features like the lion's manner or the crown often indicates a sharper strike even if the coin has been in circulation. Now here's where things get really interesting. While millions of these coins were made, truly collectible examples even in circulated condition can be surprisingly rare. Most 1977 10p coins were spent in day-to-day transactions, resulting in wear, scratches, and loss of fine detail. Because of this, coins that retain strong designs and minimal wear are less common than you'd expect. Collectors often seek out what they call high-grade circulated pieces, coins that show general signs of use but still have crisp detail and minimal damage. These coins can command significantly higher prices than typical worn examples. The collector demand for such specimens has grown over the years, fueled by both UK hobbyists and international coin enthusiasts. Oh, what is a 1977 UK 10 new pence coin worth, especially in circulated condition? The answer isn't a single number. It varies widely based on condition, demand, and even market trends in the US dollar. General circulated examples typically sell for a few dollars to a couple of dozen dollars to everyday collectors, reflecting their commonality and modest grade. However, cases have been documented where exceptionally well-preserved circulated pieces or misstruck varieties have reached prices that would make any collector's jaw drop. For example, a well-known listing on YouTube highlights a 1977 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin that was valued at around $16,300, not for a proof or mint set, but for a rare variant or extraordinary condition version of this coin. While this is far above typical values and not representative of the average coin, it shows just how far the market can stretch for something extraordinary. Auction houses and dedicated coin marketplaces often list 1977 10p coins in varying states from basic circulated examples to graded. High-end pieces and values can reflect this broad spectrum. If you're thinking about collecting 1977 10 new pence coins, here are some tips to help you get the most value. Examine condition carefully. Look for coins with strong detail on the lion and the Queen's portrait. Signs of minimal wear make a big difference. Avoid damaged coins. Deep scratches, corrosion, or cleaning damage can reduce value drastically, even if the coin is older. Consider grading. If you believe you found an outstanding example, submitting it to a professional grading service can help establish authenticity and potentially boost its market value. Research records, auction results, and selling platforms can give you real examples of what similar coins have sold for. Stay informed. Coin markets can fluctuate. What's true today might change with collector interest or new discoveries, so keep learning. To wrap up, the 1977 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin might look like a humble piece of pocket change, but when you understand its history, design, and marketplace dynamics, you'll see just how fascinating it can be. While most circulated examples sell for modest sums, collector-grade specimens can command surprising dollar values, occasionally even reaching into the thousands in special cases. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or a curious beginner, these coins offer a window into British coinage history and maybe, just maybe, a hidden treasure if you spot the right one. Next up, the United Kingdom 10 new pence from 1970, specifically in very bad condition. Although this coin is common in circulated grades, its story, its design, and the way collectors view damaged or heavily worn examples make it a fascinating subject. So, if you enjoy learning about undervalued British coins, their history, and their true auction value in today's market, then this video is for you. The 10 new pence coin was first introduced in 1968 as part of the UK's transition toward decimalisation. The official decimal day, February 15, 1971, was approaching, and Britain needed a new set of coins that matched the upcoming system. The 1970 issue falls within the early, pre-decimalisation years when the coin was still relatively new. These coins were produced in large quantities to ensure a smooth transition for the public. The 10 new pence was designed to replace the florin, keeping the same size, metal composition, and approximate value. The 1970 issue is especially interesting because it represents the end of the pre-decimal era. It is one of the last years before the United Kingdom fully adopted the decimal system. While millions of these coins were minted, many were heavily circulated throughout the 1970s, meaning countless pieces today survive in poor or worn condition. The 1970 10 new pence coin is made of cupronickel, giving it a silver-like appearance when freshly minted. The obverse features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a youthful and elegant profile that collectors recognize instantly. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, displays the crowned lion, a strong symbol of Britain's heritage and royal strength. One of the more notable features of this coin is its large size compared to modern 10p coins. Early decimal coins were larger, heavier, and more robust. This gives them a satisfying historical feel, making even damaged examples interesting to those studying Britain's transition period in coinage. Despite being a common coin overall, the 1970 10 new pence in very bad condition sits in a unique position in the collector market. As a heavily circulated coin, it does not hold the rarity or premium of a mint state or uncirculated piece. In fact, these worn examples are considered low-grade and mostly entry-level collectibles. However, there is a niche demand. Collectors who focus on historical completeness, decimal transition sets, or educational displays often seek worn coins because they represent real circulation history. Some individuals also collect poor man sets, a full run of coins in low grade, making worn specimens useful for filling album spaces at minimal cost. That said, rarity in poor condition is essentially non-existent for this date. Millions were circulated, and many remain available. The demand is limited, with collectors preferring higher grade pieces. Still, extremely damaged examples, bent, heavily corroded, or nearly smooth, can be interesting from a numismatic storytelling perspective, even if they lack monetary value in today's market. The 1970 10 new pence in very bad condition typically sells for $122,000, depending on the degree of wear and the buyer's interest. Most of the time, these coins are sold in bulk, especially in mixed world coin lots. On online auction sites, individual damaged examples may sell for as little as $1 after shipping costs, though the coin itself holds minimal standalone value. Higher grade examples, uncirculated or proof, fetch more, but in worn condition, the value remains modest. Still, collectors occasionally pay slightly more if they are seeking specific year fillers, so you may occasionally see sales around $416,000, but this is not common. The value lies more in historical appreciation than in financial gain. If you're interested in collecting the 1970 10 new pence, here are some helpful tips. Prioritize condition when possible. Worn examples are affordable, but upgrading to a better grade can significantly enhance your collection. Check for error coins. While rare, minting errors such as offset strikes or die cracks can raise the value dramatically. Buy in bulk to save money. If your goal is to acquire circulated examples, purchasing mixed lots is more cost-effective. Store damaged coins properly. Even worn coins should be kept dry and clean to prevent further corrosion and preserve what detail remains. Consider building a full decimal transition set. The 10 new pence from 1970 fits beautifully into a larger display that showcases Britain's changeover from old to new currency. The United Kingdom's 1970 10 new pence coin may not be a rare treasure in very bad condition, but it remains a wonderful piece of British numismatic history. Its sizable design, symbolic imagery, and connection to the decimalisation era make it a coin worth appreciating. While its auction value in worn condition is low, its educational and historical value continues to attract collectors worldwide. Whether you're filling album spaces, studying circulation wear, or exploring Britain's decimal transition years, this coin is a meaningful and accessible addition to any collection. Next up, the United Kingdom 10 new pence from 1968, shown here in fine condition. While the 10p coin is still a common part of UK currency today, the early decimal issues, especially the 1968 pre-decimalisation release, carry a unique story that fascinates collectors worldwide. In this video, we'll explore its background, its standout features, whether it carries any real rarity, how collectors treat damaged or circulated examples, its current auction value in US dollars, and some helpful tips for anyone hoping to build a strong collection. Let's begin. To truly understand the 1968 10 pence coin, we have to step back into a major historic shift: the decimalisation of British currency. In preparation for the official decimal changeover in February 1971, the Royal Mint began producing new decimal denominations ahead of time. The 10 pence coin was among the first, minted in 1968 and released into circulation 3 years early to help familiarise the public with the upcoming monetary system. This coin replaced the old 2 shillings denomination and had the same size, weight, and metal composition, making the transition smoother. Millions were produced, making it a common item at the time. However, early decimal issues hold nostalgic value and represent an important turning point in British numismatic history. Even though they were mass-produced, the early minting date gives these coins historical weight far beyond their face value. The 1968 10 pence coin was struck in cupronickel, giving it a distinctive silver-like appearance. Measuring 28.5mm in diameter, it is larger than the modern 10p coin, making early issues immediately recognizable to collectors. The obverse features Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait is iconic because it was used on decimal coins for decades and became one of the most familiar royal images across the Commonwealth. The reverse design, featuring a crowned lion, was created by Christopher Ironside. The crowned lion symbolized strength, dignity, and the continuity of British heraldry during the shift to a modern decimal system. Even today, the bold details and traditional heraldic design make the coin visually appealing, especially when preserved in better conditions like fine or extremely fine grade examples. Let's talk about rarity, because for most collectible coins, that's the key question. The 1968 10 pence coin had a massive mintage, meaning that pristine or lightly circulated pieces are still relatively easy to find. In fine condition, it is certainly collectible, especially for those building complete decimal sets. However, in damaged or heavily worn condition, the coin's collector value drops significantly. That said, there is still mild demand among new collectors, especially those outside the UK who enjoy forming introductory decimal collections. Even damaged coins can hold educational value, sentimental appeal, or use in themed sets like first year of issue albums. Demand tends to rise slightly for coins kept in original sets or those with strong details on both sides. Still, rarity remains low, making this a coin more valued for its historical context than its scarcity. Now, let's break down what most viewers are curious about: the current market value. In fine condition, the 1968 10 pence coin typically sells for $434,000, depending on the clarity of details and the buyer's interest. Higher grade pieces can climb slightly, but overall, these coins remain affordable and accessible at auctions. The price can vary. In mixed lots or beginner collector's bundles, coins like this may appear frequently and usually sell within the $116,000 range when grouped with other early decimal issues. Exceptionally preserved examples, especially uncirculated coins or those still in original mint sets, may command higher bids, though they rarely exceed $326,000 unless part of a complete decimal collection in damaged condition. However, the value often drops to face value or around $114,000, mostly for novelty or bulk collectors. So, while not a rare or highly valuable coin, it remains an affordable and appealing piece for history lovers and entry-level numismatists. If you're planning to add a 1968 10 pence coin to your collection or already have one, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Aim for higher grades. Coins in fine, very fine, or extremely fine condition always hold more long-term appeal, even for common issues. Look for original sets. Early decimal mint sets from 1968 are sought after, and coins preserved inside them often remain in much better condition. Avoid harsh cleaning. Cleaning can dramatically reduce value. Natural toning and gentle wear are always preferable to scratches caused by polishing. Store properly. Use acid-free holders, coin flips, or albums to prevent oxidation and wear. Build themed collections. Coins like this shine when part of a first decimal series set, a timeline collection, or a numismatic in history display. The United Kingdom 10 pence from 1968 may not be a rare treasure worth hundreds, but it remains a fascinating piece of British history. Its role in the transition to decimal currency, its bold heraldic design, and its connection to Queen Elizabeth II make it a meaningful and nostalgic collectible. While its market value in fine condition is modest, the historical significance and accessibility of this coin make it a great addition for both beginners and long-time numismatists. Next up, the United Kingdom 10 pence from 1976, specifically in very fine condition. Although millions of these coins were produced during the 1970s, collectors still take interest in them because of their historical context, design, and the evolving value of pre-1992 large-sized 10p coins. In this video, we'll explore its history, appearance, rarity factors, and how much a 1976 10 new pence is truly worth in today's auction market in US dollars. So sit back, relax, and let's unlock the story behind this iconic British coin. The 10 new pence coin, introduced in 1968 ahead of the UK's full transition to decimal currency in 1971, was designed as part of a modernised monetary system. The 1976 issue continued the long-standing large-sized 10p series, which remained in circulation until the coin was reduced in size in 1992. During this time, the coin was struck in cupronickel and featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a portrait style widely recognised across British decimal coins of the era. The 1976 mintage was substantial, making the coin common in daily use, yet pieces that survive today in higher grades hold more appeal than typical worn examples. The obverse of the 1976 10 new pence proudly displays the elegant Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, features a striking crowned lion, symbolic of traditional British heraldry. Its large size, 28.5mm in diameter, makes it notably bigger than the post-1992 10p coin we see today. In very fine condition, the coin shows moderate circulation wear but still retains strong details in the lion's manner, the crown, and the lettering around the rim. This makes it visually appealing to collectors who look for coins that balance age with preserved detail. Although the 1976 10 new pence is not considered rare in general, the story changes a bit when condition is taken into account. Most surviving examples found today are heavily worn, scratched, corroded, or otherwise damaged due to decades of circulation. Coins in poor condition are extremely common and hold little numismatic value. Collectors typically ignore damaged pieces altogether unless they're searching for bulk lots or coin hunting collections. However, coins in very fine or higher grades quickly become more desirable because they showcase the original design more clearly. While not rare in the strict sense, nicer condition pieces stand out in the market simply because most examples available today are far more degraded. The value of a 1976 10 new pence coin depends heavily on condition. In very fine condition, the coin generally sells for modest collector prices. On auction platforms such as eBay or private coin markets, a typical very fine example from 1976 usually sells for around $321,000. Higher grades like extremely fine or almost uncirculated may push the value to $114,000, but anything above that requires near mint condition, which is uncommon for circulation pieces from this decade. Damaged or heavily circulated coins often sell for just a few cents or are included in bulk lots. While the 1976 10 new pence is not a high-value rarity, it maintains collector interest due to its historical place in British decimal coinage. If you're thinking of adding a 1976 10 new pence to your collection, always pay attention to condition. Look for examples with minimal scratches, strong lettering, and visible details in the lion's manner and crown. Avoid polished coins. They may look shiny but lose collector value. Buying from reputable sellers or coin fairs can help ensure you're getting a true very fine or better example. For long-term storage, use acid-free holders to prevent tarnishing. Since the coin is not rare, try to aim for the highest grade example you can afford. It will stand out beautifully in any decimal collection. And that wraps up our deep dive into the United Kingdom 10 new pence 1976 in very fine condition. While not a high-value rarity, this coin still holds charm, history, and collectible appeal, especially for those who enjoy the early years of Britain's decimal coinage. Its modest value makes it an accessible addition for beginners while still offering plenty of character for seasoned collectors. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin insights and numismatic deep dives.